Millionaires Row Historic District represents the pinnacle of Williamsport's social, economic, and cultural history. The district was constructed during the most prolific economic period in the city's history and capsulizes the city's built environment. The size, scope, and elaborate workmanship apparent in the structures of the district are excellent reminders of the 1850 to 1920 era of prosperity. The Millionaires Row Historic District was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1985. Williamsport's strength was founded in the logging industry in the late 1840s. However, before this area, the town existed only as a crossroads community of less than 2,000 people. As a stop along the Pennsylvania Canal, and as a marketing point for the numerous small farms in the area, in 1847, the potential for the logging business took a great leap forward with the establishment of the first log boom on the Susquehanna River.
One house that stands out on Millionaires Row is that of Peter Herdick's. The promise of lumber riches brought Peter Herdick to Pennsylvania. Born in Fort Plains, New York in 1824, he experienced the hard work of farm life as a young man. After working briefly at a New York sawmill in 1844, Herdick decided to try his luck in Pennsylvania. By 1846, he and a partner, William Andrus, owned shares in a single mill 9 miles north of Williamsport in Cogan House Township, Lycoming County. 3 years later, he bought a woodlot and sawmill of his own. In 1853, Herdick and his wife moved to Williamsport, where his career blossomed. His coming coincided with the arrival of the rail line in Williamsport, then home to less than 2,000 people. Herdick correctly sensed that a boom was around the corner and began bullying up as much property as he could, including building lots, woodlots, and sites for sawmills. He also bought enormous tracts of timberland. At one point, he was the sole owner of 54,000 acres of timberland in Cameron, Clinton, Potter, Tioga, and Lycoming counties.
Homes belonging to Williamsport's elite began appearing along West 4th Street in the 1850s, the first of which was an Italian Gothic house built for James George Armstrong. However, Peter Herdick himself was one of the premier influences on West 4th Street, with Williamsport in general. Along his architect, Eber Culver, Herdick is responsible for such structures as the A.D. Herman's House, the Waitman Block, and the Herdick House, which is located at the intersection of Campbell and 4th Street. It's also considered the center of the district. The Herdick House, now known as Park Home, is a 4-story brick Italianate hotel which served the well-to-do guests of Williamsport. Directly behind the hotel was the Pennsylvania Railroad Station, which Herdick was able to relocate there in order to service his hotel and restaurant.
While Peter Herdick may be responsible for the wealth on Millionaires Row, as a whole, the historic district was never exclusively residential or totally upper class. 4th Street, which was dominated by homes of the millionaires, was a mixed bag of uses that included the previously mentioned Herdick House and Waitman Block, the August Headline Confectionery Store, the boarding house, Chapel's florist shop and greenhouses, and a number of large churches. With the financial panic starting in 1873, the death of Peter Herdick in 1888, and the worst flood Susquehanna has ever seen in 1889, the Williamsport logging industry never recovered. Millionaires Row is the remaining legacy of Williamsport's humble beginnings and prime as the leading lumber city in the world between 1870 and 1890.